What's up, keepers? It's your boy Alberto, and it's that time of year again. There's a new model of the Adidas Predator, and this time Adidas has decided to change up the Predator again. Now, the body of the thumb has changed across the whole Predator line, and they've gone with a full wrap that goes all the way down the thumb. It almost feels like Adidas is thumbing their nose at us, wrapped lovers. But seriously, let's take our first looks at the Predator line, which luckily we were able to get in the Predator Pro Negative, the Hybrid Roll, and the increasingly popular competition model. Together, they show a very nice looking glove that seems a bit more towards the Adidas X style, with thinner, tighter fitting material. There's a new backhand with gel dots, and what seems to be a revamped URG palm that no longer sports the creases in the hand for easier maneuverability, but increase the amount of latex around the bottom of the palm. And these features are found across the full Predator accuracy range. So let's jump right into this. We're going to start our first review on what has always been my favorite model of the Adidas Predator, the same one that great goalkeepers like Marc-Andre ter Stegen uses, the Hybrid Roll cut. And looking closer, we have almost the same style cut that made us fall in love with the Predator Hybrid. There's fully wrapped fingertips and a very tight claw-like fit that is a great feeling for keepers that love those super close fits on their gloves. On the palms, we have what seems like 3mm of URG 1.0 latex, which does feel a little less than the previous models, as well as on the backhand where the material does seem like a much thinner, lighter material and less protective material than last year's Predator model. They actually feel like they are using the same stretchy material type on the Adidas X models that are a lot tighter and thinner, but the difference on the fit in the hand is actually pretty big in my opinion. These gloves are much less padded than the previous models used in the World Cup, where Adidas seems to be focusing on streamlining the glove into a super light fit, which is also an extremely tight fit. It isn't terrible, but it's not really a positive note for these strapless gloves. I've always felt like more weight on the hands that is balanced correctly allows the keeper to safely deal with the harder shots confidently. The wrist entry also seems like it has gotten a little shorter while also taking away its thicker entry points that flare out for a rounder symmetrical insert look. Again, I think this is a bit of a step back from that previous model that had done all of those features for actual reasons, while the thumbs had been cartoonishly completely wrapped in an almost silly way on these new models. What makes me think Adidas did hear us when we were saying wrap that thumb and took the memo a little too seriously while taking out a lot of the great things they did on their previous models. Of course, the Predator Pro and the Hybrid model come in the non-strapless build, but with a line of pink that kinda looks like a strap and had me tricked at first. When I first saw their pictures, I was super excited before I saw that it was actually just a painted on line. Adidas has decided to keep the only model with a wrist strap, the competition model, which is a lesser takedown model supposedly, but the great thing about that is they went and made the competition completely strapped, not just optional, which is a great decision and one that will probably end up making it the most popular model. So make sure to check back in soon for the full review of the competition. So let's shoot back to our hybrid models, especially the palms, which I got in a URG 1.0, supposedly the creme de la creme, top of the line latex that even pros are sent from Adidas. When I first saw these palms, I was hoping that we got a good old normal latex again. But without a doubt, these palms are once again embossed for a better contour and fit on the hand. While this process does increase durability, it sacrifices tackiness, which you can see many times over. The URG 1.0 is not sticky or tacky like a super grip glove or even a contact latex. And even more so, it seems like Adidas went with the less latex up front for a less of a padded feel on the catch. So on paper, I'm not too excited about all of the changes from Adidas. It looks like the newest fit is full of changes for the aesthetics at the cost of the features that made the gloves better each year. And in the field, it seemed like it was not much of a big difference from the previous models, which I guess if you take out a bunch of features, this is a better look than they were hoping for or than I was hoping for. But as an update to all of my reviewers, I also recently tore my tendon in my shoulder, which I will be showing on video in our vlog coming up. So for now on, we will have our academy keepers using the gloves for our field shots. And our first keepers mentioned how they enjoyed how nice the fit was, and on the field it was very tight. It felt like it was squeezing the fingers, but they were also extremely lightweight. They did relatively well parrying and punching shots, but the grip did not lend itself to catching and holding shots often, especially in our wet and muddy weather on our natural grass pitch. But when you have good technique, you can hold on to the ball with any pair of gloves. And if you like the gloves, if you like this fit, you can definitely get some good holds onto it. You don't have to really rely on grip just for catching the ball, but grip does help in some situations, especially wet weather and grassy, muddy fields. So I wanted to first make the review with all of the gloves together, like the Adidas Predator Accuracy line, but the unforgivable thing happened. Our Predator Pro hybrids tore after just about 2 weeks of training. The gloves tore in probably the most common area for tearing in strapless gloves, that when they do end up tearing this area, it will slowly end up growing larger and larger until this pair is no longer worthwhile. Now let's spice things up. Before I even began my review, I had received several pictures on my Instagram from keepers all over the world who got their gloves right when they came out and had already gotten tears in that same exact area. Now this makes sense when I was talking about all of those kind of lighter materials, thinner materials, and now what seems like it is weaker workmanship. The newest Adidas Predator Accuracy looks like not only is it a flop, but it could be a serious waste of cash. Overall, the glove was shooting for a very normal showing. Probably it wouldn't last longer than a season, which is exactly what I expect from an Adidas glove. If you're going with good diving technique or you get to play on pretty good fields, you might be able to make it last longer. The URG 1.0 was not very sticky, but it did seem durable enough, and the backhand didn't really show any issues yet. But having a rip on the seam between the gloves and latex is pretty much a nail in the coffin. You can see that almost after every use and movement, the tear will continue to grow, and seeing that this has happened many times to many goalkeepers already, it's wild to watch Adidas swing from the top 5 list that we just posted a few months ago to one of the first do not buy gloves of 2023. So our usually extra long review has been cut short pretty quickly as a big do not buy. For the price of the gloves, you're safer going with an earlier model of the Adidas gloves that won't rip as easily and probably have all the features that made them much better than this model. Honestly, I was very shocked by their early ripping and would not recommend that any keeper get a pair of the new gloves until Adidas has fixed this issue. So that's it for our video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to support us by liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell for all notifications of our latest uploads. Also, make sure to give a look at our Goalkeeper Discord, the largest goalkeeper Discord in the world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again on our Goalkeeper vlog next week. Can't wait to see you. See you again very soon. Bye.